Welcome. Now, if you notice, I did drop the quality a little bit on the models as a way to help reduce heat buildup on my setup. Beyond that, nothing really much has changed, and well, let's just get into it. As it says, we are dealing with some flooding this time. Yeah, there's a little bit of difference. We're still gonna go with pensive because that just gives us free stuff. We don't need the extra support. I'd rather just have the free units on occasion, especially when we're taking heavy losses. Now let's see what kind of a situation we're in. Okay.
This fire ant queen has traveled for miles on her nuptial flight, finally landing atop a sandy swamp. The vantage point might seem like home, but it may be short-lived. This whole area is liable to flooding, and nearby rainfall is already causing the groundwater to rise. Exhausted and without her wings, the queen is unable to move on alone. But if she can amass enough daughters in time, the colony as a whole may stand a chance.
Okay, so we have a lot of food here. Got it. I think I know what our plan is gonna be. First off, second, we're gonna start building our food storage here. Go start gathering. We don't really have time to waste. Okay, anything else unguarded? A little bit to our south. Here probably has something. Here probably doesn't. Okay, yeah, we're perfectly fine with that.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Okay, let's restart that. I might have screwed up. We were not ready. Not at all. Okay, start work.
This fire ant queen has traveled for miles on her nuptial flight, finally landing atop a sandy mound deep in the swamp. The vantage point might seem like an ideal home, but it may be short-lived. This whole area is liable to flooding, and nearby rainfall is already causing the groundwater to rise. Exhausted and without her wings, the queen is unable to move on alone. But if she can amass enough daughters in time, the colony as a whole may stand a chance.
Go on, pick it up. We don't really have time to waste. Okay, so we need this. We're also gonna need to find a way up on the surface. Well, we already have our way up on the surface, actually. Okay. Shit.
A great blue skimmer, Libellula vibrans, hunts overhead. This fantastic aerial predator shouldn't cause any trouble for the ants. That is, unless it decides to land in their way.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Many nearby creatures have already been washed out of their homes by the rising water. A lucky few have been deposited on the shores east of the nest. As more
Okay.
arrive, tensions will rise. There isn't space here for everyone.
Start
Food is
gathering.
abundant, but as the floodwater begins to rise, the ants will quickly lose access to the lower lands.
They're going to be a problem. Okay, looks like we already birthed another. Go deal with that. How are we looking? No aphids here. We can get a lot from that. Start with nearby sources first. Should go pick that up first, and then go deal with this.
This colony must remain small for now. Food is too scarce to support greater numbers.
So this isn't a bad move. No, it is not, thankfully. Okay. Where shall we produce our warriors? We're not up here. Down here's a risk, so we'll start production here. Need to get our warriors going quicker, hopefully. Not like there's much we can do, though. We just need to let our food supplies build quick. There we go. Now we should be able to harvest about twice as fast, and we'll start to produce our warriors soon. Okay, other than that, Speedway.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
What?
The boggy earth at the base of the mound is now saturated, and as night approaches, the water begins to creep closer. The new arrivals will rush to higher ground, heading straight for the nest. There is nowhere else to go. Heading straight for the nest. There is nowhere else to go.
Breed you girls here. Guard the queen. That's the only one that
The
matters
ants must
here.
fight. The queen is in imminent danger.
Thank you for being our food for now. We'll have our fighters go out and handle most of the feeding or the food gathering from this point on. Or we'll just let them come to us. That is another option. Come on, hurry up and spawn. We don't really have the time to waste, sadly.
Amongst the melee of panicking creatures are larvae of the false bombardier beetle. Already large and accomplished predators, they will hold their ground against small groups of ants.
Hurry up. We can deal with the bombardier big one, but the little ones die fast. Okay. It's like our new gathering zone is going to be where? Down here.
The inundation has slowed, and fewer creatures are washing up to the east. The ants have an opportunity to explore for food, but there are other dangers at night. Moist-skinned amphibians have come out to take advantage of this new water world, harvesting lost insects displaced from their burrows.
Yeah, I get it. Any aphids nearby? Not really. Some over here, but unreachable right now. Yeah, they're just unavailable to us. Okay, group 1. Deal with that. It's a long route, but I believe in you. Don't gather any food on your way. Just focus on getting the aphids.
A Pinewood's tree frog, Gila femoralis, has wandered into the trail. This one has taken a break from mate calling for a quick meal, and it seems that ants are on the menu. You know what, you back off. We're not in a position to really fight that right now.
Can't properly handle that. This will create a route we should have enough warriors now to hold. Okay.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
There we go. That'll hold for now. Okay. Don't feel safe with this. This one might work though.
Predators
we'll
are loose
handle
in the
that
nest.
easy.
The larvae must be protected.
We'll lose like 4 or 5 warriors, but that's fine. We can afford those losses. And if we can access here and it has no predators, we're in perfect shape. Though we'll let in more creatures over time, so I will have to be wary of that. We'll center our defense around here. Looks like we'll have to anyways. That should hold us over for the moment. Is it daytime yet? Not yet. Hopefully the frog will disappear. We're not in a position to fight you. Looks like we're gonna have to deal with a raid from you later. Let's go gather a few things on the surface. Leave me alone. We might be able to get to these. So that would be quite... That's creepy.
Continued rainfall is about to bring another torrent flushing through the bog, carrying with it a slew of ill-tempered arthropods.
Now hold back, let's see what's about to happen. Oh, I have a great way of dealing with that. Okay, how does our upgrades look?
There are intruders in the nest.
Are there? I just see a
The
free
battle
meal.
has begun.
Okay, we can probably overwhelm these if need be.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
Looks like the waters haven't risen yet high enough. If only. We're gonna need a lot of food for this plan to work though. Looking still good right now. Now, since I'm not in as much of a detail-oriented mood for the moment, just due to our situation, I think I'll just talk about some random stuff with this. Honestly, this world is just a fascinating one. The smaller you get, the more hostile everything becomes to. As a general rule of thumb, and we're gonna deal with you, aren't we? Okay, my warriors, go save the workers.
The battle has begun.
As you can see, you get enough in one place, it works out. Okay. We'll be getting plenty of food soon. Okay. Screw off, Dragonfly. I love your kind, but still. Need to gather as much as possible. Come on, hurry up. You stay home. The warriors will go out and gather everything. Yeah, that's gone.
An ant has found itself entangled on the sticky tentacle of a dwarf sundew. As it tries to struggle free, more tentacles are drawn in, drowning the victim in thick mucilage.
Yeah.
The ants must defend themselves.
Okay, we're getting plenty of food coming in. Okay.
With nowhere to drain, the floodwater creeps ever nearer to the nest. Already cramped and irritated, a panic ensues, and the refugees scramble for higher ground.
The ants must protect the queen.
Don't worry, we're gonna win this. And thanks for bringing in the meal. Bombardier is always fun. Okay, now that we're trapped in here for the moment, let's see, where did the waters rise to? Not yet high enough for that. Still can get there. Some areas are just inaccessible to us still. We can get these, that would be great, but we can't. Okay. Hurry up. If only I could queue things up. Okay. If we can get this, I'll be happy. If we can start gathering the pine cone, that would be great. These things are no longer available to us. That thing doesn't matter in the grand scheme. Honestly, this is not going to be an easy level. I can already tell. Though, once we can start to actually go through the upgrades quickly, we'll be in a good spot. It's just a question of getting to there. Go. Handle that. We'll break into this
News
soon.
of the insect feast has spread across the swamp. With growing numbers of amphibians patrolling the waters, the Invicta's scavenging expeditions will need to be well defended. An eastern newt, Notophalmus viridations, is devouring ants. Growing up to 10 centimeters in length, it dwarfs other creatures on the mound. Its red skin is toxic and serves as a warning to potential predators.
Just take everything.
A colony of little black ants marooned on a smaller section of the mound may be reachable if the fire ants join together to bridge the gap.
I'd love to hunt that, actually. But first, let's kill the newt. Gather up all the meat, all the food. Come on. Actually inside for now. Let's see, what route would we have to take to get down there. Would be a bit dangerous for us. What upgrades can we do real quick? If we can get these set to level 3 and start to get these up, we'll be in a better spot. Okay. Everyone gather here. We're gonna have to kill a newt on our way, but that's fine. We have the numbers. We should win.
The battle has begun.
back some food for our recharges, basically. No more food gathering.
The battle has begun.
Come on, everybody, get across.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Gather what you can. Not seeing anything. Break the bridge. We'll head back after them in a second. Let's get our numbers up a bit more. Get on aphid duty. Everyone start gathering. Yeah, no, we're screwed. We're not going to be able to handle that. Group 1, Group 2, everyone back off. Damn. Was hoping to get a good meal out of them. Whatever. At least now we have some aphids we can work off of. We should be able to get these next. Don't know about here. Yep. No food gathering. Just go. Okay. Down here.
As the water draws ever nearer, more insects begin to wash up on the bank. The Invicta colony must maintain control or risk being overrun.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Just get me that bridge. We'll hold out for the moment.
The battle has begun.
That's not a big deal to us. Just finish it off quick. Go ahead and start gathering that up.
There are intruders in the nest.
Once the swarm gets here, we're gonna be golden. For now, though, you girls sit up there. Yeah, we should have won. We should win this already, so we're good. That frog was scary. Yeah, we're gonna need to slay everything in here now.
There are intruders in the nest.
Frog's more dangerous to us for the moment. Okay, pull back. Worker line right here. Let that gather up some.
The battle has begun.
Just finish it off. Come on. Oh, that's another ant. Okay, what's gonna be more valuable now? Over here probably.
The ants must defend themselves.
Okay. Easy win. Somebody go handle that. Population-wise, we need to grow. Come on. They'll be slayed quickly.
Predators are loose in the nest. The larvae must be protected.
There we go. That'll hold us
Again,
off.
the floodwaters rise. The washed-up invertebrates panic, and a stampede ensues. The Invicta soldiers must form ranks quickly.
Oh, don't worry, we're good. activate this later. This is gonna be an issue either way. Okay, everyone good? Move.
The battle has begun.
Good thing they sprayed only up one. Finish that off quickly. Come on, place down the food. We don't have time to waste. Okay, we'll do upgrades next. How many do we need? 98. Okay, we can afford that soon, hopefully. Come on, workers. We need you now.
The ants must defend themselves.
Come on. Come on. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to break into here next. Aphid wise though, go get me some food.
The Monomorium black ant colony is soon to be flooded. This is the fire ants' last chance to raid their nest.
How do we even get there? Oh. Yeah, no, we'll do that after we deal with the aphids. They're more valuable to us. Then we'll go in there. We just have to build like 3 fucking bridges. Come on, girls. Plenty of work to do. Okay. Hurry up. I can trust them to handle themselves right now, so...
The ants must defend themselves.
I got everything. Get back up here. Kill the frog and Newt. We don't really have time to deal with this. Drop everything and gather it up later. Go in the frog now.
As if the colony didn't already have enough to deal with, the great blue skimmer has chosen this moment to touch down right outside the nest. Unchecked, this titan of the sky will no doubt disrupt colony activities. But if the soldiers are able to bring her down, the rewards could be mighty.
Skimmer. the skimmer. I believe in them. We're facing a dragonfly, one of the most dangerous insectoid predators in the world. And I believe in my warriors. And it looks like my faith isn't unfounded, though.
After a sustained assault from the fire ants, the skimmer's stamina is beginning to wane. She leaps away from battle and prepares to take off. If the ants want to prevent her escape, they'll need to act quickly. Her wings weighted down with fire ants, the skimmer no longer has the strength to take off.
That spider literally just got in our way.
Crippled by relentless stings, the great skimmer's attempts to flee became ever more futile. Finally collapsing atop the mound, she succumbs to the fire ants. Dismemberment will follow.
Yeah. Just hurry up and get what we need. Go. We got this, come on. At least for once individually, we're better than our opponent. Now it's just a question of getting our number advantage to its fullest. Come on, push in. Shit. You know what, Slayer? As long as you can do that, I'll consider it good and we'll
The little black ants have been defeated. The fire ants must pillage the nest quickly and hurry home
We
while
don't
they
have
still
anything.
can.
Are we looking? We need 87. You girls gathered at.
The pond continues to swell, finally drowning what remains of the Monomorium colony. The fire ants watch as it sinks into the murky depths, foreshadowing their own demise.
We don't have long at all. We'll deal with those in a second. Gather up all
The
of this
battle
now.
has begun.
An ant has fallen victim to a carnivorous plant.
Good. Get this. Okay, we got a little bit out of that. We could. Okay, we need bodies. And lots of them. Come on. Come on. How are you looking? Pretty good. Gather all of that now. hunt those later. This is more valuable to us. Okay, there. We need resources. We can slay all of these without much difficulty. We just need to get this first. We're having just constant losses due to the pitcher plants. Okay. Yeah, I would too, honestly. Then again, I deal with those kinds of things all the time, so not that big of a deal. Helps if you have your own servant race and all. Though these aren't that dangerous to humans, they'll create bad smells and might give you a burning sensation, but that's the worst they can do to you. Come on. At least they get pulled down easy.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
Come on. Just keep slaying.
An ant has fallen victim to a carnivorous plant.
Okay, we're gonna need to get upgrades going now. Oh yeah, no, but the bombardiers shoot out acid at you is one of the big deals about them. Fire ants, return home. Workers, you do the same. Whatever resources we got is gonna have to last us a few minutes.
Another surge advances, spreading a desperate frenzy throughout the beached survivors. The Invicta
Well, at
colony
least we
must
dealt with
leave
that.
now or prepare their last stand. The battle has begun.
Go.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed.
Don't
the
worry,
new
we'll
brood.
have more. We really need to get back out there. No, they shoot venom. They don't shoot acid. These things shoot acid. Our little hill is almost gone. How much more do we need? 30 more soldiers. We can make it. Just kill the frogs and we'll do, and we're fine. How many workers do we need? 44. Okay. How much can we get out of this? What's our storage at? Workers in there. You go to 1. That ends. Okay. $25. Screw it. We need you on this. Start working.
Time has run out. The Invicta colony must gather atop the mound. They won't get another chance.
How many do we need? Build
The
it
ants
now.
will fight to the death.
Come on. One more, two more. Got it.
The ants will fight to the death.
Kill the frog. Or no, everybody up.
By joining their bodies together to form a giant raft, the fire ants were able to ferry the queen from the mound just as the nest filled with water. Their perils are not over, but they've shown great resilience and an ability to survive in this harsh environment.
We barely made
Wherever
that.
they land, the creatures of the swamp will quickly come to know the might of the fire ants.
We barely survived that. And no, acid and venom are very different. Venom, it's a poison. Acid eats through stuff. It reacts very differently to you.
Eat hearty, grow strong. The work will continue soon.
Hello?
Shh, shh.
Oh, it's you. Is something wrong?
No.
I don't like him. We will be expanding our forces a little bit, but other than that, we will just be upgrading. I think we have the numbers thanks to the fire ants to survive. We just need to get our tanks built up a bit through the leaf cutters, and then we should win. Keyword should. Sadly, we don't have any aphids we could utilize. I would love that. But for now, we will deal with what we got. As you can see, we're gathering actually pretty quickly, mainly just due to sheer numbers, though. Though I will say this is actually really well organized for an ant colony. They aren't normally like this. Actually, that's not what the Invictus do. You see, they're from the Amazons, and because of that, flooding is very normal to them. So for them, they don't scatter. They instead just make a raft, which, here's the funny thing, they actually are designed in such a way that an air bubble forms around them, letting them breathe for a time underwater. And because they're so small and they're just staying in place, they don't actually need much air. They can survive underwater for a good 30-40 minutes before having any real risk of drowning. I'm also gonna need to expand this a bit. Wow, that ran through faster than I thought. Okay, we're going to build up some workers just for stability reasons. They're going to be making sure we can fund our fire ant army. Okay. Anything else we can do here? Well, it's not that they're breathing, it's more that, okay, how ants work breathing-wise is different from us. They, have little holes dotting across their body that are tiny that lets air move in and out, but they don't control it, so... A lot of insects have that same issue. It's a passive breathing system, unlike us, which is active. Active breathing creatures have an advantage because of it. We can change the air out while it's just whatever happens to be inside of them, so it's just not as good for them. And because also of that inactive breathing, it means that it lasts so long. Plus, metabolism-wise, they're cold-blooded, so... Okay. I think we're gonna try this. Everyone on top. We will be starting some shit.
They're about to start the Glaber trials at Site B. Are you coming?
Oh, no. Mole rats, not really my area of interest. Besides, this report won't write itself. Nose to the grindstone, shoulder to the wheel. Busy, busy, busy.
Right. Well, I'll be back in an hour then.
No need to rush. I have everything quite in hand. Unfortunately, we're still waiting on apparatus critical to the final experiment. But fate has presented us an opportunity, and this we must take. There's plenty to get started with for now. We'll need specimens, transposition canisters, towels, scalpels, glycerol, my trusty curette, and of course, jelly. So, my enduring Ereptors.
Okay.
We've witnessed your proficiency for resisting natural predators, but what about the unnatural?
What are you doing?
Our work with the counterparts barely scratched the surface. Even on incompatible subjects, the effects of the jelly are remarkable. It may not look very pretty, nor indeed live longer than a day, but for our purposes, it's perfect. May I present to you
it sounds like that too.
my most armored hybrid, the Hermit Scorpion.
The fuck? I feel horrible for this thing. This isn't...
Like water on rock, the Ereptors
This isn't a
crush
killing,
against the
this
hybrid.
is a...
How many will fall? Perhaps them all.
This is a mercy.
The Raptors attack the shell. Do they not know what lies within? Yes! The stinger opens and it's functional. Go, my furious hybrids! Spike the ants! Spike them!
What's wrong with this man? Also, most of these kills are being done to fire ants, which I don't care about. Let all the fire ants go. Hell, we can afford their losses. They're cheap.
Damn it, Scorpion. It sounded better in my head. No matter, every stimulation spurs the permutations.
This man is horrible. That was a monstrosity.
Perhaps a more elaborate test to follow. Something to provoke a creative response. Now, do we want raptorial forelegs or pedipalps? Forelegs or pedipalps? Ah, silly me. We want both, of course.
This man.
No, don't do that.
He's a
That's your
monster.
sister. No, no, no. Right, we're keeping you two apart.
The fuck? No, we're going after this thing first.
Oh, what's the matter, my Raptors? Is the Wit Mantis being nasty?
At least this thing can only attack one at a time.
Only one remains. Kill it.
We drain the resources from these things so quickly. Okay, here's an issue. This thing does AoE. I mean, honestly, I'm not worried. We have more than enough forces to handle this. Also, our food reserves are high enough that it's not gonna win. Oh no, they're awesome. I love the look of them. This thing, though, this is a monstrosity. Why would you do this? Like, seriously, this is disgusting. I mean, I am no issue with experimentation,
Get
but
on with it.
we're trying. This is starting to get expensive. Though, we're gonna win before we run out. A good bit before we run out, actually. Okay, it's dead.
Wonderful! Both champions bested. The caustic scent of Himmelin filling the arena. Can you smell it?
What's going on in there?
Ah,
Open the door.
what's she doing back? We need more time. I'm sorry, there's been a containment contamination.
What are you talking about?
Set the spider to the fly. You're witty and you're wise. How handsome are your gauzy wings? How
I want this guy.
Where's
I
your
want this.
hazmat suit? There's no contamination.
Yes,
Let me
yes,
in.
contamination, yes. And it lives. I have to say, I do my best work under pressure. In you go.
Oh, same here.
Open the door this instant, or I'll have you escorted from the building.
Open the door, no problem. I'm on my way.
Right? That's it. Can I have a security team on the 6th floor, please?
It's using its wings. Incredible. Though it does seem a little slow to react. Perhaps we severed a few too many synapses. Have you noticed that, my Raptor?
I hope this man gets punched in the face. He just upsets me because this is just animal abuse. Even if they're insects, I mean, this thing's probably like 3-4 inches, but even then, it looks like it's just in pain.
Here, I need this door opening and that man removed immediately.
Why must they constantly disrupt our work? You deal with the hybrid. I'll buy some more time.
Oh, son of a...
This should do it.
What was that?
Drive some more help on 6th, please. There's a situation developing here.
Hurry now. Not much time.
We're holding. We lost most of our brood, though. Oh, okay, looks like we're going to repopulate fairly quickly, so that's fine. Everyone back. We should win this. 3, 2, 1. Feed.
Yes! Defeated! Oh, if only we could finish now, but we must be patient. You'll have to stay in here for now where they won't find you. Don't give up. I'll be back soon, Director.
What is the meaning of this?
Get him out of here!
It's okay. I just need to escort you off site. Come on.
Absolutely unacceptable. You'll be hearing from my union representative.
Oh.
Hey,
Touch
sorry.
me, that is assault, my friend. Oh, I hope those cameras are...
I don't disagree at all, honestly. I feel like if it was just documentary situation, it would be a lot of fun.
What was he up to? Is nothing untoward here? Why did he lock the door?
Well, honestly, we finished. This is the story. As far as it has been created so far, it's supposed to have stuff later on. A documentary thing would be fun with this, but I think this is just so that way you can experiment with the different species. And create like a perfect colony for your playstyle, but even then, I'm just gonna say this. I would have had plenty of fun just as the black ants for a longer time in the story. I would have had plenty of fun with the wood ants experimenting with their different forms and just on the beach. The leaf cutters, I loved their strategy difference from all the other ones, having to rely very much on the vegetation around them. The fire ants, though, I do hate their stings. They weren't bad. I actually enjoyed their missions because it felt tough, and these things are supposed to be one of the most resilient species there is. So, I don't know. I honestly feel as though they kind of did a disservice to the entire story by putting people in. Or even just this gene thief side part of it, because it just wasn't necessary. Now, if you wanted to hate the, people experimenting, yeah, no, they did perfect, because the lady was fine. I was fine with her because throughout the entire thing, she just offered up, like, reasonable challenges to your colony. Or wanted it. But the other dude just kept throwing more and more than necessary at you, and it's very clear this wasn't about the science of it, he just wanted to play God. And that's just disgusting by its nature. And then at the end, those hybrids, why? It just makes no sense. Now, I personally feel like they're going to be adding more to this down the road and more to the story. There is a free play mode which you can play any of the colonies, including the army ants, the trap jaws, all of that. It's honestly not a bad game if you enjoy the build-up of the stuff and enjoy management, because as you can see, Well said. And if nothing else, this at least gives people a appreciation for the small world. Like, as I said, this thing isn't big. It's maybe like less than a centimeter, maybe 1-2 centimeters long at most. But to scale, like, I'm just gonna drop this down, let's see, what's a good one? This newt is only 3 inches long. It's tiny. And even then, look at how much it dwarfs our, well, look at how much this just dwarfs our even leaf cutters. They're massive. Even then, you can see how good our colony is. Our stuff resisted well again, while just the fire ants, but all of this combined. Honestly, I like the game. I like the idea of playing as an ant colony because it's a completely different perspective than you would normally see. I mean, look, they're so tiny. Oh no, to scale, this is correct. Leafcutter majors are massive. They can grow to about 1 to 2 inches. They're big creatures for an ant. Leafcutters are the largest type of ant overall. If anything, I'm just gonna create different like groupings of these to show off a bit. So, wood ants here, you there, you there, you there. And then we'll put our workers in group 5 over here. We don't really need them to be doing much inside right now, so this is just the best way. The wood ants are basically carpenter ants. They are fairly large, they are a medium breed comparatively. They focus mostly on size and durability. They do spray formic acid as these do, but that's not their main game. They have just very niche living standards that others don't live in. Black ants like these, well, they're very common across the world. They are generalist. They are tiny though. They are typically like the tiny black ants that we saw in the mission earlier are about the size of, well, they're less than a millimeter overall, and the queen's like maybe 2 centimeters at most in length, which is tiny. But they make up for it just by sheer numbers. They don't need much food, and they don't take that long to reproduce. These ones, because of their size, they're probably more of the American black ant, which is on the west coast in this case is what I'm meaning. They tend to be somewhat larger, but even then, maybe at most a centimeter in length. Fire ants, they're tiny, but they don't feel like it. These are much larger than fire ants should be. It's probably because they're a crossbreed between multiple. Like, it looks like they have the size of the black ants, with the fire ant stingers the only real difference. I think you can tell how big the majors are. They can grow to about 2-3 centimeters, which for an ant is massive. Up to actually a few inches, as I said before. The workers here, though, these don't even exist. There's no such thing as a gene thief, but it looks like they're modeled off of the black ants. At least very loosely. Honestly, if we're gonna say to scale, the frog is about the right size, the bombardier is, the newt is, but the ants are larger than they should be. Okay, ants are a social species. They are eusocial. which means basically the queen is the only one that reproduces. All of these are daughters. They will create nymphs, which are both male and female that go elsewhere, but it basically says that genetically these are all these daughters if they were the same species, of course, not in this. So all of the leaf cutter ants, for example, are all sisters. And genetically, it makes no sense not to reproduce on your own unless you're basically identical to your mother or your sisters. And because they're basically identical to the nymphs that are produced, as long as the colony survives and produces more nymphs, they do better. And they have a form of socialism, as in they are a swarm intelligence, meaning they think as a group first and foremost, and it's more of a form of democracy than anything else. And everyone gets a share of the resources up to their needs. So if they don't need the food compared to another member, they will willingly give up their food so that way the other member can do better. Even then, their system of actually feeding each other is different. You see, if it comes to sugars and waters, they all can handle that equally. And the adults need it more than the young. The young need more protein though, so they developed where the pupas and all of them actually are the only ones with chewing parts. So this one can't chew any meat it's given. Neither can the leaf cutter. But these can. Which basically means they need to constantly produce brood, which grows the colony and replaces losses, to keep feeding the adults, because the pupa will continue to chew until it's a paste, it'll fill itself up, and then it'll just keep producing the paste as it's fed. And then the adults come and feed off the paste. It is a form of socialism, but it's a specialization across the species. The young are needed to feed the adults are needed to feed the young. All of that is their form of socialism, which is a eusociality. AKA, it's just how they work as a breed. And funnily enough, guess what ants' closest relatives are? And I'll give you a hint, it is two types of flying insects. One that is generally liked by farmers, the other one is universally hated. I'm bringing them back inside. But if we were going to say anything, I'd say they're most close. It is the bees, hornets, and wasps that are the closest relatives to ants. In fact, wasps are basically the ancestors to bees and ants. But ants develop to live underground and survive longer. Bees develop to live off of nectar and survive longer than the wasp and hornets. Now that's a generalization, mind you, but it's a good generalization. It works, because the ancestor to all the species of wasps, hornets, ants, and bees looked more like a hornet. And these things survived the dinosaurs. In fact, they developed long before the dinosaurs did. At least their ancestor, and ants were found in amber since old. Yeah, no, these things are related to bees. honestly though, I feel like the story was kind of weird. I loved the documentary portions of it. Just as a complete honesty there. They were fun. It gave you a challenge, it made you feel like you were actually in the wild. But the challenge parts, honestly, I felt a bit underwhelmed other than just the difficulty and then the horror of the last one. I mean, the hybrid stuff was kind of gross. And at least in my opinion, a bit pointless. Here's the thing about cockroaches though. They can survive a lot of radiation initially because their cells don't divide as much as we do. But they become sterile afterwards. The issue with them is they don't live deep enough. There's actually a better chance that like a leafcutter ant queen could survive and reproduce still if a nuke went off and they were not in the blast radius than you would ever find for a cockroach. So cockroaches would live one generation past a nuke, but otherwise not much. They die from being stepped on. They can regenerate their heads, but as a species, individually they're tough. But they haven't survived or lasted nearly as long as ants have, and nor are they as successful body mass wise. I mean, beetles are one of the most common breeds of any living creature, just because of how common they are. I'm gonna throw some frogs in. Because why not? Give people something to look at. But other than that, they aren't that unique as a species. And in all honesty, I'm just gonna say this. Cockroaches only... Well, the ones that live with humans are less than a tenth of the species variant, but the main reason why there are so many different types of bugs is because of their size. I mean... Okay, cockroaches succeed because they are durable. Ants succeed because of working together. It's a completely different approach, and I will admit to that first. But at the same time, these things just have survived more, in my opinion. That's all. Let's save this here. We will probably come to this on a later date. I'm gonna head to main menu and show off a bit of the other features before we call it a day. He said quit to main menu, quit. Come on. There we go. So, there's a custom mode and then there's arcade. So there's a battle arena, extra levels. So for example, we're supposed to take down a whip spider, fight off Okay, we're just supposed to protect our sister colony. We're supposed to fight everything off from us. Oh. Okay. So this is just a change up. Okay, so we could come back here and do so. Then there's the demo, which just gives us new challenges. And then there's the battle arena where we can actually decide like who goes up against what. So for example, swamp creatures. And then throw them at each other. Just to see what would win. And then on the left, let's throw... Let's add one more of these. So we could just do test battles. Honestly, that would be interesting. There's a lot of possibilities with this. So you could set up entire wars across a wide front, or you could set up, if you go up here, thin battle lines to see how well different forces hold up. There's a lot of possibilities here. That's horrifying. You know what, let's see which would win. That or, That is truly a horrifying sight. We're still keeping 60 frames though, so that's kind of impressive. Let's reduce that down to 1. So we have one huge of the, what is this, Scorpion? Yeah. On the right, we will face off against, you know what? Let's do the giant blue skimmer, or the great blue skimmer, and just see who wins. Okay, that was a bit sad. That thing's just backing up. Is it trying to moonwalk? Okay, it's got a whip spider. It's an AoE, so it can fight too. It just doesn't have the DPS to deal with its attack speed. I think one-on-one, the blue skimmer would still win, honestly. So, anything you want to see here? Come on, put up a better fight. What to throw at them now? Some hermit crabs with some spiders. Okay, so they can hold off against a bit, just not too much. Now, the big issue with these is they're dragonflies. Ooh. What can kill the bullfrog? What should battle the giant of the swamp? Let's see, okay. Let's say... nah, that messed up. I just want to see this thing move now, since I messed that up. Okay. We have the bullfrog on the left. What goes on the right? Let's say 2 whip spiders. Three mantids. 4 poisonous wolf spiders, and what's a good final one? Let's say 50 rapid fires. To battle! Huh. Honestly, I expected more from the bullfrog. Oh dear. I think I might just summon 50. Okay, let's let them move through. That doesn't look at all strange. Okay, a singular bullfrog. Let's put him up against a whip spider and see how that battle goes. We'll call it after this because that was just kind of funny. There's also a free play mode, by the way, that basically just works off of, well, set up a battle between different colonies, play one, and see where it goes. Is the bullfrog actually weaker than a whip spider in this? Huh. I honestly thought it would be more of a threat. I'm kind of disappointed now. I think we know how this is gonna go, at least at the attrition, so I'm gonna call it there. But finally, there is custom game where you can just decide a map. Decide who you're fighting, the balanced temperament, all of that. You can also decide what type of ant to play, and everything else. I think we're going to call it here. I'm going to not do any more of this game until we get a big update. Thank you all for showing up, and, well, we built an empire in the undergrowth. Since it's only not .31, we should get a good number of updates in the future, and hopefully when it's released we get a much better story, or if not, a completed one where we can fully enjoy every species that we encounter. Thank you. Well, thank you for showing up to my court, should I say, and I hope you all have a good night, a good day, or whatever you're having. Thank you, and see you next time.